How do you grow up? That's the question, isn't it? Well, I think if you can answer two questions and it'll help you grow up. Number one, you need to know what is the solid food. And in this text, the solid food is the gospel. Milk and solid food, it's the same thing. Just like food is food in the human world, food is food in the spiritual world. And the food, whether it's milk or solid food, is the gospel. And I know that from the context. Remember, chapter 1, it was all about the cross, the gospel. Chapter 2, who was it that gets the secret hidden wisdom? What is the secret hidden wisdom that people give to the mature? It is the gospel. It's the message of the cross. So Paul is saying there is teaching, there's gospel teaching that is appropriate for every stage of the Christian life. There is milk gospel teaching. So there's gospel teaching that it goes down easy, probably that very simple understanding of the gospel that God is holy, I'm sinful, Jesus was holy for me, he died on the cross for my sins, therefore if I put my faith in Jesus, I'll be forgiven of sin and go to heaven when I die. That's the gospel, so simple even a child can understand it and receive it and be saved. But a lot of Christians get that gospel, milk gospel, and they stay there. But there is teaching about the gospel. Oh, it's solid food. It is like a gospel ribeye. It is gospel that has implications on your finances and marriage and attitudes and sexuality, and the gospel can inform and transform every single area of your life. But for many people, they never get to those deeper things of the gospel because they're stuck on the milk. So what is the food? The food is the gospel. Solid food is deep teaching about the gospel. Milk is light teaching about the gospel. So we know what the food is. The second thing you need to know is why is it that they weren't ready for this food? And if you'll just look in the text, look there in verse 3. You're still of the flesh. Why? Why can't you handle the solid food? Verse 3 says, because there is jealousy and strife among you. Are you not of the flesh, behaving only in a human way? Add that to verse 4. You're saying, I follow Paul, I follow Apollos. You're in these personality cults. So number one, there's jealousy. That just means a greedy, prideful longing for what somebody else has. There's strife, which is a bitter disagreement between different camps or different opinions. You add that to the personality cults. I'll tell you what, the root cause of why they couldn't swallow the gospel ribeye is because of the presence of pride in their life. The pride in their life was choking them. It was tightening their esophagus so that the only thing that could get through there was simple gospel food. And really, they weren't even eating that. And so pride will jeopardize your ability to mature as a Christian person. The proud man is an immature man. The second that you become a proud person is the second that you stop maturing as a believer. Well, we need to hear that you'll never grow as a proud person. And that also means that if pride is the thing that causes immaturity, then humility is the ingredient. It's that thing that we need if we ever want to mature in the Christian life. Humility is the greatest catalyst for Christian maturity. That if you want to be a mature man, you want to be a mature woman, if you want to be a man who leads the home well, you want to be a mom who raises kids well, if you want to be a good boss, you want to be a good employee, you want to be gospel, you want to gospel all of those areas of your life. There are gospel truths, there are the deep things of God, and you just need to know that the really deep things of God, the really powerful implications of the gospel are hard to swallow. Forgive your enemies, love those who persecute you, rejoice in persecution, that you're called to suffering. Those are big gospel truths, and the only way that you're going to swallow them and digest them is when you're humble. Because humility, it just opens up the esophagus and lets the gospel ribeye, I don't know why, I just love ribeyes, but it just lets that gospel food go down, nourish you, strengthen you. So be a humble man. Okay, application. Number one, application is be humble. Are we humble people? Are you humble this morning? If you're there, you got a spirit of unforgiveness, maybe you got a spirit of fear, maybe you just got a spirit of I'm all that, I'm the man, you got that kind of spirit, that's not humility. And how do you become humble? If you just think of this text, Paul says you want to become humble, get your mind off yourself. Stop being preoccupied with yourself. Stop being preoccupied with other people. Get your mind off of Apollos. Get your mind off of Paul. Take your mind off yourself. Take your mind off other people. Put your mind on the Lord. Think about God. Think about the gospel. Think about the price that was paid. Think about your sinfulness, and that will melt your pride. You just think about those things, your pride will melt. I promise you. That's number one, be a humble man. How you be a humble man? Take your eyes off yourself, take it off of other people, put it on the Lord. Spiritually do that, financially, in your workplace, professionally, relationally. It's so easy to compare yourself to other people. That's a dangerous thing to do because it creates pride in your life. Focus on the Lord and what he's done for you in Christ. It'll humble you.